Hi students, again I am back in our high school. How are you all? Hope you all very fine. Hope you understand well our previous classes. If you have any doubts and questions regarding the lesson, please put it in our comments box. Okay, once again, let's recall our previous classes. Just a few seconds. What we discussed in our previous classes. In the first class, we have discussed that about the introduction of autotrophs and autotrophic nutrition and the definition of photosynthesis and its equation as well, and detailed account of photosynthetic equation also. That means what are the factors involved in it, what are the raw materials which are helpful to initiate photosynthesis, and what are the end products formed in photosynthesis. Just like all those things will be explained in a photosynthetic equation. Not only that, all these factors and raw materials really are they involved in photosynthesis or not? Really, these end products are really formed in photosynthesis or not? So to find out all those things, we have discussed some activities also. For example, just the first activity. What is first activity? Starch is prepared in leaves. For that one, we conducted a starch test as well. The next one, CO2 is necessary for photosynthesis. For that, we conducted moles half-leaf test. Next, oxygen is released during photosynthesis. For that one, we conducted a hydrilla experiment. And the next one is finally black paper test. This experiment proves that light is essential for photosynthesis. Just like that, all these activities help us for better understanding of photosynthesis and whether they are forming in photosynthesis or not. So just we got a clear idea about that one. But till now we discussed all the factors and raw materials involved in photosynthesis, but except one. The accepted one is chlorophyll. So today's topic is also that one only, chlorophyll and photosynthesis. While let us enter into the topic. See, before entering into the topic, we should know one scientist. He named John Ingenhousz. John Ingenhousz. Ingenhousz wanted to know more about photosynthesis. So he conducted several experiments regarding that one. Finally, he found that the process, what is that process? That is photosynthesis takes place only in green parts of the plants. So that means according to him, only green parts of the plant will participate in photosynthesis. Here we may get some kind of questions in our mind. Some kind of plants will have yellowish leaves, some kind of plants will have reddish leaves, some kind of plants will have both reddish and yellowish. Just like that, leaves will be there. And not only that, some kind of animals are also in green color. That means, so green colored animals also able to prepare food. If it is so, why can we call them as heterotrophs? We can call them as also autotrophs, no? No. It is not happening like that. Here the color doesn't matter. The green color doesn't matter. But other than that, there is something in the leaves which are helps to photosynthetic process. Let us know what is that. So these kind of, what about the reddish leaves, what about the yellowish leaves, what about the greenish leaves, these kind of, what about the green colored animals, this kind of all the questions remains unanswered till 1817. In this year, two scientists named Pelletier and Cavento. These two scientists obtained a green colored extract from green leaves. They obtained a green color substance from the green leaves. So what is that green color substance? They named it as chlorophyll. Whatever the green colored substance they extract from the leaves, they named it as chlorophyll. Chlorophyll means green leaves. Chlorophyll means green leaves. Very important bit. It was also found that other than green could also aid in the process of photosynthesis by passing the energy which is trapped from solar energy to chlorophyll. Are you able to getting me? Instead of chlorophyll, that means instead of green colored I said you before, green color is not the matter. Green color is not the matter. But these things are, the colored substance is in green color. So instead of green color, some other colored substance are also there to pass the solar energy, trapping by them to chlorophyll. That means some other pigments also trap the solar energy. Whatever the energy they trapped from sunlight, simply they passes to chlorophyll molecule other than green color. Let us see what are those other than green colored pigments further. After this invention, people don't know, the scientists don't know where this chlorophyll is present in leaves. But of course, according to him, chlorophyll is present in leaves. But in leaves, where it is present? Where is the certain location in leaves? Because leaf means it's an intact structure, it's a separate structure which consists of several organelles. We have studied in our 9th class, first lesson, cell organelles. So if you see the plant cells, several organelles are there. So out of these organelles, where it will be present? Don't know until the next 6 decades. And after that, in the year 1883, Julius van Sachs proved that chlorophyll is present in chloroplast. He proved that chlorophyll is present in chloroplast. That means he revealed that the certain location of chlorophyll, where it will be, chlorophyll is present in a certain structure, that is certain organelle, that is chloroplast, not in the entire leaf. A certain location of chlorophyll is, that is chloroplast. It is a cell organelle along with other organelles. Okay, next, in the year 1954, scientist named Daniel I. Arnon, he breaks the plant cell and isolates the chloroplast. Daniel I. Arnon break the plant cell and isolate chloroplast. Generally, if plant cell breaks, remaining all the cell organelles also will break, no? So, but not like that. He carefully isolate the chloroplast from the plant cell without any damage. See, it is such a long journey. Such a long journey from green colored parts of the plant to exact intact structure, that is chloroplast. That means several scientists worked over this process. It takes decades of time. Many people worked on it to find out the exact process, which makes us for better understanding of this entire process. We should appreciate these scientists, because without knowing photosynthesis process, we can't understand anything. And in fact, without photosynthetic process, we can't imagine life on this earth also. Okay, and the next one is, okay, chloroplast. Find out, it was separated from the plant cell. Next one is, let us come to structure of chloroplast. It is a TS of structures, TS of chloroplast, that means a transverse section of chloroplast. How it is look like? It is an intact structure. It is an intact structure which is present in oval or disc shaped structure. The chloroplast is a oval or disc shaped structure. Where this chloroplast is present? In the leaves. In the leaves. It's a chloroplast is one kind of organelle along with others. So it is a chloroplast is an organelle, is an intact structure. So it's a disc shaped or oval shaped structure which is surrounded by 3 membranes. See here, you will able to see here only 2, 1, 2. But the inner layer, that means the third layer, forms into several stacks of sac-like structures called granum. That is granum. I said you several stacks of sac-like structures. What are those stacks of sac-like structures? See, if you see this entire part, several sac-like stacks. Stacks means one over another. If you see, If we arrange coins one over another, it looks like a stack. So like that, see, for example, each box here. So here each box we can call it as thylakoid. Each box we can call it as thylakoid. So several boxes together, a single box like structure is thylakoid. So several boxes together forms, that is granum. That is granum. So here this granum is responsible for trapping of solar energy. That means this is the very first basic step which initiates the process of photosynthesis. So this initiative step takes place within the granum. That means stacks of thylakoid. Next one is the inner layer of chloroplast. The inner layer of chloroplast, which fills with a colorless matter, that is known as matrix. That is matrix. So matrix is a colorless substance present inside the empty space of chloroplast. So this matrix is responsible for several enzymatic reactions. In the very first class, we discussed that several enzymatic reactions takes place, several intermediary compounds produced during the process of photosynthesis. Several chemical reactions takes place. So all these reactions takes place within the matrix. So this matrix contains several enzymes which are helpful for the chemical reactions to carry out for photosynthesis process. So along with that, a single loop of DNA also present. Single loop of DNA is also present. So along with mitochondria, chloroplast is the only structure which contains of its own DNA within the plant cell. Generally in plant cell, nucleus will be, that nucleus will have a separate will have a genetic material which controls all the activities of the certain cell. So not only that, along with that, the chloroplast also contains a single loop of DNA. Okay. Next, along with that, some starch grains. Next, fat globules. All these things are present in the structure of chloroplast. See, substances present in chloroplast which will trap the solar energy, we can call them as photosynthetic pigments. That means pigments are helpful to trap the solar energy. So let us see what are those pigments. So one of such kind is chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is a photosynthetic pigment which is responsible of trapping of solar energy. See, this chlorophyll is mainly two types: chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A is in blue green, chlorophyll B is yellow green. Very, very important. Please listen carefully. So chlorophyll molecule is also called as photosynthetic pigment. Pigment means color giving substance. There is nothing in that, there is nothing difficult. Pigment in the sense color giving substance. For example, our blood is in red color, you know. So why our blood is in red color? Because of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a pigment which gives red color. So this chlorophyll is also such kind of thing. See, for example, hemoglobin. See here, heme. This heme contains 4 iron atoms. This heme contains 4 iron atoms. So like that, the chlorophyll molecule also contains 1 magnesium atom. 1 magnesium atom in its structure. So that pigment is nothing but color giving substance. Hemoglobin contains, it's just like hemoglobin like structure. It is a very important point for short answers. Hemoglobin is similar to chlorophyll, or chlorophyll molecule is similar to hemoglobin. Why? What is that similar way? That is hemoglobin. The heme is a protein which contains 4 iron atoms. Chlorophyll molecule is a which contains 1 magnesium atom. 1 magnesium atom. So that's why we can say it, we can consider it as similar to hemoglobin. Okay, so there are 2 types of chlorophyll molecules, that is chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A is blue green, chlorophyll B is yellow and green. Just now I said here before starting that only, instead other than green there are also some kind of pigments which are helpful in the trapping of solar energy by passing to chlorophyll. See, blue and yellow, it is not in green color. So it doesn't mean the color of green. The pigments which are able to trapping of solar energy is the matter. Color doesn't matter. So there are around 250 to 400 pigment molecules. That means photosynthetic pigments. There are around 250 to 400 photosynthetic pigments. That is nothing but chlorophyll molecules. 250 to 400 photosynthetic pigments are present in each granum. 250 to 400 chlorophyll molecules are present in each granum. Okay, so there are several grana in entire chloroplast. Can you count it? How many chlorophyll molecules will be? Can you count it? How many photosynthetic pigments will be? There are innumerable. There are innumerable. These innumerable photosynthetic pigments together forms light harvesting complex units. Light harvesting complex units or photosynthetic units. Light harvesting units or photosynthetic units. See, don't get confused here. Completely we are wandering around the chlorophyll. That's it, very simple. Pigment means chlorophyll. But again here, a group of chlorophyll molecules, how many? Around 250 to 400. They together makes, just like a colony, they together makes a light harvesting complex unit, that is photosynthetic units. Photosynthetic units. So it's just like a colony. One light harvesting unit is one colony, or one photosynthetic unit is one colony. That colony consists of 250 to 400 chlorophyll molecules. So these light harvesting complex units, where it will be? Within the thylakoids or maybe in the granum. Okay. So however, I told you here, granum is responsible for trapping of solar energy. How? In this manner. In each granum or in each thylakoid, this complete structure will be. That means around 250 to 400 chlorophyll molecules together makes a light harvesting complex unit or photosynthetic units. So these units are able to trapping of solar energy, which initiates the process of photosynthesis. By this we can understand that there are several important activities takes place within the chloroplast during photosynthesis. So let us see what are those important activities takes place in chloroplast. What is the first step? Trapping of solar energy. So what will happen in solar energy? What will happen in that process? Finally, that means whenever the photosynthesis process starts from trapping of solar energy, immediately ending, this light energy finally concludes as a chemical energy. So here in chloroplast, light energy converts to chemical energy. And the second step is splitting of water molecule. And the third one is reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. In a brief form, this is complete photosynthesis process. In a brief, that means these are the main three important functions which are carried out by chloroplast. So till now we have discussed so far about the various scientists and their discoveries and the structure of chloroplast and its functions in process of photosynthesis and all those things. In next further class we will study the mechanism of photosynthesis. Till now we have studied only the structure of chloroplast and about the information about the photosynthetic pigments, that is chlorophyll. When how these are all work together, finally how light energy converts into chemical energy. So these are all things we will study under mechanism of photosynthesis in next class. So if you have any doubts and questions regarding this one, please put it in comment section. Please like and share this video. If you do not subscribe it, please subscribe. You will get each and every lesson from your textbook, and every concept will be explained, and it will gives you a good classroom experience. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.